Alright, good day everyone. I am going to give you a demonstration firstly on installing Oracle VirtualBox. So what you want to do is open your browser, and whichever browser it is, whether it's an Explorer or Mozilla. To me they're all the same. You go to Google, google.com, and you're going to type in Oracle, and you're going to see VirtualBox comes up. You're going to select VirtualBox. You want to go to downloads. Just hold a moment while that loads up. Right, you're going to see a lot of different versions available. You're going to see some for different processor types, 32 and 64-bit. You're going to see some available for the Linux users. What you want to do is download the version that is for Windows host, not the OS X host. You want the basic 4.3.18 for 32 and 64 bits. You want to go ahead and select that. Right, you're gonna see a prompt come up to download the option. You can save as. I usually like to save stuff to my desktop so I can get it easily. Save there. And this is gonna download. You can see download here taking place. Depending on your internet connection, this may take longer than the 2 minutes that you are seeing here. In some cases it will be faster. It depends on the internet connection that you have. You can simply hit view downloads, but I know I already downloaded to my desktop. I'm going to go there now. Go to see the VirtualBox installer here. I'm going to double click on that. I just want to take a note of the version 4.3.18. You may have different versions available depending on when you've downloaded it. So go ahead and click on this to install it, and it's going to ask you to run. You're going to hit run and hit next. Go ahead next, shows you the location where it's going to be installed on your PC, program files, Oracle VirtualBox. Hit next. Create desktop shortcuts, quick launch. I don't really like desktop shortcuts. And yes, and then you hit next. Proceed with its installation now. Hit yes, install. So it's gonna go ahead and install. It gives you a description of what it is installing, which is the 4.3.18 version of Oracle VirtualBox. You also see it on top here. Yes, continue. Right, good. Now this is finished. You can select start the VirtualBox and finish. Right, so when it comes up here now, you're gonna see Oracle VirtualBox was installed. You're gonna see a couple of things. Now you notice here you would have seen 1, 2, 3, 4 VMs. These would have been 4 VMs that I have created previous to this video, but the purpose of this video is actually to show you the installation process of Oracle VirtualBox. Let me just give you a basic rundown on what you could do with it. When you click on File, you'll see a Virtual Media Manager. When you select that, it gives you an option to make changes to your VMs that you would have already created. If you have no VMs created, you'll have no information here basically. Close this off. You go to Machine, you click on New. This is basically what you select if you want to create a new VM. And you look at here, there's different platforms. You look at here, there's Windows, Linux, Solaris, and all the others for Mac, IBM, and so forth. Let me just go back to that there. When you select on a specific platform, then you will get a version of the OS for that particular platform. So for Windows, you will get 3.1, 2000, XP, Vista, Windows 2008, as well as Windows 8.1. We'll close this off. cancel. Now you're going to have inside here as well, if you click add, you will see here it takes you to the VMs what I have previously created. So if you have VMs from a remote location, you can actually import your VMs onto your VirtualBox manager anywhere that you are, basically on any PC where the VirtualBox is installed. Some other settings here. If you go to settings, what it does is brings you to the settings options for the VMs. From this now, what you could do is basically, there's the general, it gives you the OS name, the platform, and some different options. This here is a snapshot folder, shows you where the snapshots of the VMs are stored. Description, I don't have anything in my description area, but basically you can store a description of the VM here. You go to system, it lets you know some more details about your VM that you have. You basically have the boot order, which is floppy, CD or hard disk, the basic memory. Now this is adjustable based on the OS that you have installed. I have 1 GB assigned to my Windows Vista. Some people use 512 megs, but I'm using 1 gig, primarily because for me Vista is a little more tricky than the other OSs and I need a little bit more memory. There's the processor here that shows you the processor speed and type. Also there's the display, shows you the display that is assigned to the current VM. Storage shows you the IDE controller. Here shows you the ISO that you actually use to install the VMs. This is the image, the virtual OS image that is created. When you come to audio, the type of audio, the sound card, the network that you're attached to. We'll get in some details in this in some further videos. Serial ports, USB, enable USB controller so that you can use your mouse within the VM, and shared folders which you can set up in a later video. Cancel this. So let me just give you an example. If I hit new, I already have a version of Windows Server, but if I hit new, I can give this here name. I could give this server, sorry, VR, why am I doing this? Caps lock is on. Server X, and I can see this is platform is Windows, and I'm going to go to Windows 2008 32-bit. That's the version I'm going to install. I'm going to hit next. When I hit next, same things like I was showing you before, the memory option comes up. I'm going to continue and assign this 512 megabits. Then I'm going to hit next. It's going to ask you to create a virtual hard drive, which I also explained previously. That was a VDI. And I'm going to go ahead and create. See, it says VDI VirtualBox disk image. You're going to hit next, and you want to dynamically allocate the size of this hard drive. You don't want a fixed size. You're going to hit next. You see the name comes up again. It tells you, it offers you up to 25, which you can increase if you have that amount of storage on your PC. It's advisable to go with 25 gigabits for when you install applications and so forth, and the OS needs room for expansion. Just leave that there. Okay, 25.55. We're gonna hit create. When I hit create, you're gonna see Server X is now created and added to my list of VMs. I am going to show you now how to install the sorry about that, the server on the virtual machine. So what I'm going to do is hit start when I selected Server X. Then you want to hit it asks you where you want to get the image to install the virtual hardware. You're going to select here, and I have my ISOs in a folder actually named ISO, as you see here. So I'm going to select server 2008, not the R2 version, server 2008, and hit open. And then I'm going to hit start. Just want to close off this here. Right, so here you can see we actually enter the process of actually going to install the server on the virtual machine, or actually create the virtual machine. Again, this may take a couple of minutes depending on your actual system processor speed and memory that is available. Must take into consideration that while you're actually doing this, there are a lot of other processors running in the background that are also using memory. So it would actually be preferable that when you're using a virtual machine, that your system actually has a lot of memory so that everything could run a bit smoother. Good. I do not want to change this color scheme. Keep this, don't show me this message again. Okay, I'm back, and at this point here, I'm gonna allow you some options. It says English. You hit next. You're gonna choose install now, not repair, not what to know before. Hit install. Just close this off. Good. When you get to here, you're going to see a lot of different versions of the server that you can install. This is the architecture or the processor type, x86, which is a 32-bit operating subsystem, and this is the date when the file was actually created for the server. You're seeing here the 19th of January 2008. What we want to do is install the enterprise version of the server 2008. There's also the data center, standard server core, enterprise, and data center. But we want to install the 2008 enterprise full installation. Go to select that, go ahead and hit next. and you want to accept these tunes. Hit next. Hit custom advanced. You can't upgrade because it's a new version of the OS or a clean OS we are installing. Hit custom advanced. Here you're going to see the hard drive space that we created, the same 25.5 gigabytes. There's also the drive options here that allows you to partition this particular drive, so you can actually hit new and split this partition, but we don't want to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and hit next. And it's going to start copying the OS onto the virtual hard drive, and this is going to take a couple of minutes. So as soon as this completes, I'll be back to walk you through the finishing of this installation process. Alright, so we're back now. Finish up the process of the installation. So the system just reset for the final install of the OS. This is off. Okay, great. This is the first installation of the Server 2008. As it tells you here, you must change your password for the first time. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to type in my new password. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to change the password. Please note that when you're changing the password, you must put in specific requirements such as a special character, a letter in uppercase, as well as a number, in addition to the other things that you put in for the password, the other letters. Alright, as you can see here, the OS has now been properly installed. You see in the network connection right here, it shows you that we do have a. Alright, great. You're gonna see here on server a lot of different options. Configure networking. See here it has IP version 4 assigned, version 6 also enabled, but it's not assigned. There is a domain or work group, sorry, not a domain or work group here, in the computer name. So there are a couple of things that we'll need to do. To download and install updates, add roles and features, and configure your Windows firewall. You want to hit close. Alright, so these are the different options here. Administrative tools, and if you come to the administrative tools, that's where you can add services and so forth. When you go to your server manager and you choose roles, you can right click on it. You're going to see it gives you some different options. Select. You select on roles. It allows you to add roles here. However, I will be showing you some additional information about this in the next video. In that next video, I'll also be showing you how to connect your server to additional VMs, get them to communicate with each other, as well as setting up a internal virtual network. Right, so I can close this off and hit start. With server, when you're logging off, you're shutting down the system, you actually have to give the system a specific reason. You're going to see here a lot of different options, whether it's a hardware maintenance, application maintenance, security, operating system reconfiguration. We're going to just choose other and shut it down.